Graham, today I stubbed my toe and it really hurts. Graham, I stubbed my toe and it really hurts. What do you think? Okay, so Graham got a nose job. That sounds really like Valley Girl situation.
I fixed it.
So explain so they don't judge you.
You know what? Just because someone gets their nose done doesn't mean you should judge them. Okay. I got my nose fixed because when I was 13, I was doing this baseball drill and baseball practice, and the coach wasn't there. It was the assistant coach, and it was his son, and he made us get down on the grass and face down, so that like we couldn't see anything. And he said that he would throw the ball up in the air, and then when the ball was, reached the highest point, he'd tell us to get up and look for the ball and catch it. No one could do it. And I actually almost caught it. I thought the ball was coming, I think, right here, but instead it came right here, and it landed, hit me right in the face. It left this permanent bump, and I guess it also messed with my septum. When I went to see the doctor, he said, oh, your septum's only deviated a little bit, so we don't have to really worry about that. But then I guess when he went inside, while it's not deviated here, it was really deviated here. It was completely to the left. Yeah, that's why I got my nose fixed, because the bump was just need to go.
If you know baseball and you're a baseball player, you know that the sun, when catching a fly ball, is your worst enemy. And he's like, let's practice catching fly balls in the sun.
Like, no one could see
and
it.
She couldn't see the ball, and it
hit me right in the face.
And when was that? Like,
I was 13, so that was 7 years ago. So my mom and dad were like, oh, we should have had this fixed a long time ago, but we thought the swelling would go down just naturally after time passed, but it never did. And I always had this bump on the side of my nose, and my parents were like, oh no, nothing's wrong with your nose. It's completely fine. And then one day I was just taking Snapchats, and I just noticed that my nose right here had a bump, and this side didn't have a bump. I sent a picture to my mom, and she was like, oh yeah, there's a bump. I was like, I know! It's been there for a long time, and no one wants to acknowledge that it's there. Yeah. And so she called a doctor and set up an appointment, and I actually went to see the doctor, but we didn't tell my dad until the day of the appointment. And I guess when I was waiting in the car for my mom because I was gonna drive, and she comes out. She's like, oh, I told your father. I said, oh, what did he say? He's like, it's like good. The bump on her nose has been bothering me for a while.
That's what he said? He said your nose has been bothering you?
Because I guess it's something that he's always felt bad about, because I've always had that bump on my nose, and we could have had it fixed a long time ago. And it's kind of interfered with my breathing. I mean, when I was sleeping like this, sometimes he would say, you snore. I'm sorry.
I didn't, when
we were in Cambria?
When do I talk like that? I did say that you snored, because she did. But when...
That's how everyone talks. Every time.
That's everybody's imitation of everybody ever. Yeah, I used to walk past her bedroom door and but it wasn't her fault.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But I can breathe now.
We were playing
Cards
Against Humanity. We were just dying hysterically because we were playing it with my parents. And who plays with your parents, right? And
we did.
We did. And then she was just dying, but she can't laugh because why?
When I had my procedure, it wasn't an open surgery. So the difference between an open and a closed surgery is that the open is they cut you right here, here, and here, and they lift your nose up.
If you're curious to see how that looks, you can look up videos of it online.
I'd recommend not to.
They're very weird. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I didn't want too much done. The doctor said that he could do a closed procedure, so he just did an incision inside my nose.
When would you need to cut open the nose and lift it up?
Most doctors are not really good at doing it closed, so that's when they open. Because closed is really difficult because they have to actually do incision, and they can't really see much. The benefit of the open is that they can see everything. Not necessarily the best way to do it, but it's the best way to see everything, and that's why a lot of people have that done. The incisions are in my nose, and so when I smile or if I laugh, I can feel the stitches kind of tearing them. But luckily, after a few days, it's completely fine because they're dissolvable and they don't have to pull it out.
You had to avoid eating certain foods?
I couldn't eat hard foods. I couldn't eat steamy foods. So I pretty much was on an ice cream and soup diet.
For how long?
4 days. Plus 2 weeks I couldn't eat fish, and I couldn't eat anything, really eat any garlic. Those things can cause some problems with the surgery or just your healing or something like that. Some of them thin out your blood, I guess. So I couldn't have sushi. So on the day before I had to start my diet, I had so much sushi. It was amazing. I can't have sushi for another 2 weeks.
Is there stuff that you had to avoid before that you can eat now after you've had
No.
the surgery?
No, I have to wait another 2 weeks.
And when do you get the bandage on?
Thursday!
Thursday?
Thursday!
What's today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I have a dark circle here and then a little bit right here. But when I first came out of the surgery, like my face got all pink. They put like a metal rod into my nose where the incision is, and then they get a hammer and they bang it.
Were you awake when they did this?
No,
Oh.
I was completely out. So after a few days, you have to go in and they clean your nose for you. And I couldn't clean myself, so I had a bunch of blood just stuck in my nose and I couldn't breathe. We had to ice my nose every hour with peas, and it was the most annoying because the peas were really cold, and I had to put them right on the bridge, so it was on my eyes. It was freezing, and people would walk by, and this is just me.
She fell asleep with it on her nose once. That was funny.
I would take the peas off, and my eyes would be like frozen. I couldn't see it. I think the best part is that Jordan, he broke his nose a few days before my surgery.
Together.
Oh yeah, so today he finally got his nose fixed. But yeah, then I FaceTimed him. And so that's him with his little bandage on. And then I'm at the top. I don't know if you can see me with my bandage on. But this is me. And my nose looks so much better. I think the
Oh, when will it like be healed completely?
a year.
A year?
It takes a year for it to, the swelling to
And when
fully
are you
go down.
allowed to like actually like touch your nose?
I probably can touch it like very lightly after I get it removed, but it's probably best not to. Like after I haven't showered in a few days. I took a bath last night though. No. Good time.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac. If you would like to learn how to use VoiceOver.
What's the difference between Canadian English and English? You just say A at the end. You just-
Canadian egg.
They gave me oxycodone. No. Here's the funny part: is Jordan's friends, they for some reason really want some oxycodone, right? And so Jordan was like, "What's your painkiller?" And I said, "Oxycodone. I take it every night." And they were like, "Whoa, can you like give us some?" But I don't understand the obsession because it makes you constipated, I guess. And to answer your question that you didn't ask, no, I'm not constipated.